Once you can play a basic eighth note rock beat, it's really easy to add some dynamics to it just by changing what you do with your right hand. This is Adam from BeatHarvest.com, and I'm going to show you how to add some dynamic levels to a basic eighth note rock beat. So when we learn this basic rock beat, we usually learn it just playing a closed hi-hat like this. And that's great. Sometimes that's just the sound we need. But it's really easy to add some variation just by changing what you do with your right hand. For example, instead of playing the hi-hat, we can play the ride cymbal. Or we can play the hi-hat, but we can lift up our left foot to open the hi-hat. And you can see that creates this big rock sound. So first, you just want to get used to how it feels to play that beat in the different positions. Remember, your arms and your legs are doing the same thing, they're just doing it in a different position. Then what you want to do is practice switching between those different variations so you can change the dynamics of your beat through a song. So I'm going to play the beat 2 times with a closed hi-hat, 2 times on the ride cymbal, and then 2 times on an open hi-hat, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hear that those changes sometimes sound a little bit abrupt. So something I can do to smooth that out is every time I make a change, I'm going to do a crash on the 1. So that crash cymbal kind of smears over that transition and just makes it sound smoother. So let's do the same thing, but every time you change, hit a crash on the 1 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go and practice changing between those different ways of playing so that when you come to change them in a song, you can do so really nice and smoothly. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of more variations and then I'm going to put them together in a song so you can see how they work with other instruments. The first dynamic level is that you don't play at all. And that's actually harder than it sounds because when you're not playing, it's a little harder to keep the beat of the song. So you've got to have a really good internal metronome to keep that going. But sometimes it's really powerful just to take out the drum beat, let the other instruments breathe. Sometimes when I do that, I'll do some little tinkles on the ride cymbal. Or maybe I'll do a swell on the crash cymbal. And then when the beat comes back in, it's really dramatic. The next thing you can do is you can subtly change what you do with your snare. And instead of just hitting the head of the snare, you can do a rim click on the side of the snare like this. It sounds really different and it gives a really different feel to any beat. The last variation I'm going to show you is a really dramatic one. I'm going to take my right hand and instead of playing a cymbal with it, I'm going to play the floor tom. And this gives a big rumbly sound that's great if someone's playing a big guitar riff. So now I'm going to play along with the guitar track and I'm going to use those different variations to create some dynamic interest through the song. You can try playing along with me. I'm going to play each part for 4 measures. I'm going to start by playing no beat at all for 4 measures and just doing some textures. Then I'm going to play with the rim click. Then I'm going to play with the full snare hit and the hi-hat. Then I'm going to play with the ride cymbal, then the open hi-hat, and then the floor tom, and I'm going to end it with a crash. 1, 2, 3, 4.